WIFO FM in Jesup. 105.5 FM. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates, Murphy Builder Supply, Vans Barbecue, and First Southern Bank.
Are you looking for an insurance company that you can call and talk to a live person? Are you looking for an insurance company where you can walk in and talk to an agent? Are you looking for an insurance company that offers multiple companies so they can try and get you the best rate? If you said yes to any of these, then you need to call or come by O'Quinn & Associates Insurance Financial Services. We offer multiple companies so we can find the best fit for you. Give us a call at 385-1000 or stop by our office at 212 South Fair Street right here in Jesup.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jesup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jesup.
When it comes to barbecue, Vans Barbecue in Jesup is the place to be. A small family-owned business located at 1876 on the Savannah Highway. Vans Barbecue has lunch and dinner special. Stop by or call to make an order. The number to call, 427-3358. Vans Barbecue's new manager is Sarah Van. Vans Barbecue offers potato salad, coleslaw, baked beans, and don't forget their delicious mac and cheese. Also, check out their shrimp plates, the best in town. Yes, when it comes to barbecue, head to Vans Barbecue, locally owned and operated. Stop by and tell them the Big Dog sent you. Once again, the number to order, 427-3358.
Hi, I'm Raymond Brown.
And I'm Mandy Yeomans. At First Southern Bank, our customers are like family. As a locally owned community bank, we're dedicated to helping our clients succeed.
We have loans for every need, whether it's personal or business. We have lines of credit, auto loans, equipment loans, and of course, we offer mortgages. Stop by our bank or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
Butch and Bob Show. World famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Good.
Going good. It's raining out there right now. It could get bad. Hopefully not. We'll see. Looking at that front coming across to the state of Georgia there and through North Florida. It looks like we will probably get the least amount of the the heavy rain and winds, but you never can tell with these fronts. But it's been a rough one. It started in the West Coast and has tore the country up all the way across.
There's been a lot of tornadoes. Saw that on the news this morning. A lot of bad weather all across South Georgia. So.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with the weather here. They had those tornadoes in Louisiana, and some folks were, just a bad situation there in Louisiana and Mississippi and Alabama. And we'll see what happens here in the state of Georgia, especially southeast Georgia. If you take a look at that front, we seem to be in the best position where we might not get the worst. Should be moved out by about 1 o'clock this afternoon, and things will just start getting better as the day goes along after 1 o'clock this afternoon. And then actually it'll be clear skies tonight. And then just a beautiful, cool weekend coming away here in southeast Georgia, getting down below freezing on Sunday night. And so seasonable temperatures coming our way. It'll feel like Christmas. Well, Bob, I'm sure it was just an oversight in your news. You didn't say anything about the World Cup. Not a thing. The biggest sporting event on planet Earth is taking place this Sunday between two powerhouse teams.
And you know why they're playing it early in the morning?
Because it's different time zones over there.
Because they don't want to mess with the NFL football.
Well, they start at 10, so they won't get through to after 12 or 1.
They'll be done by – they're starting at 9.
Oh, starting at 9? Oh, I thought they were starting at 10.
No, they're starting a game at 9 because they don't want any conflict with NFL football.
Well, that makes sense. They
once
got
the
contracts with the NFL.
Once the Red Zone channel starts, everybody forgets the World Cup.
Well,
nobody cares about the World Cup. I'm just telling you.
No one does?
I walked around Wayne County, talked to a bunch of people.
Are we expecting a phone call this morning?
I don't know. I hope so. Maybe Buddy Carter's coming. I don't know.
All right, hold on a second here. I'm going to play something and see what we got here. You'll win $1,055 if you're the first person to find the WIFO-FM at Neesmith Chevy Buick GMC Cash Can. Tune in to 105.5 FM weekdays to hear the clues that will lead you to the Cash Can, which is hidden on public property here in Wayne County. Clues are aired weekdays around 7:10 a.m. and afternoons around 12:45, 3:35, and 5:45. Put the clues together and go find the Cash Can. Contest rules and regulations are on our website at BigDogCountry.com. Have fun and perhaps win the $1,055 by participating in the WIFO-FM at Neesmith Chevy Buick GMC Cash Can promotion.
South Georgia weather.
Here's your WIFO forecast. Mostly cloudy, showers likely, slight chance of thunderstorms early, then becoming sunny, gusty winds, mid-60s, but temperatures falling to the upper 50s by the end of the day. Clear, colder upper 30s for tonight. Sunshine upper 50s tomorrow. Saturday, partly sunny, high mid-50s. Slight chance of evening showers Saturday night.
Georgia Chief Meteorologist John Weatherby in the Georgia 811 Weather Center. Contact 811 before you dig.
Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jesup. We should have Congressman Buddy Carter calling in just a moment here. That was one of his staff wanting to know if he could be on this morning, and we said yes. So we'll see if he calls right back in here in just a moment. On the world famous Butch and Bob show. You on? Okay, let me get your mic on, Bob.
I'm going to ask Buddy Carter if he cares about the World Cup.
Well, there's going to be billions of people tuning in worldwide. At least hundreds of millions. All those girls in here yesterday from the soccer team, or day before, they were all going to watch. They're all interested in the World Cup.
Who's in the finals? France,
Argentina, and France.
France is the defending champion. I know that.
Yeah, they're the defending champion. Argentina has been a powerhouse. You got Messi for Argentina. You got Mbappe for France. Two big names there. Two of the biggest soccer players on planet Earth.
Who? Who? Where's this taking place at?
And so, Bob, just because you don't care about it, there's more people to watch this event on Sunday than any sporting event this entire year. Worldwide, more people to watch it, more people to be tuned into it, more people to be talking about it because it's a worldwide event.
The ratings aren't as good as NFL football.
I don't know about.
Fox has said that. The ratings aren't as good as, that's why they're having it at 9 a.m.
Well, it's a different time zone. Plus, they got contracts. Here we go. Bob, I'm going to let you go ahead and write to them, okay?
Okay.
All right, hold on. Let me get you set here. All right, ready, set, go.
Okay, you're tuned to the world famous Butch and Bob show. I understand we got Congressman Buddy Carter on the phone. Buddy, how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, Bob. I hope y'all are.
I'm doing great. We're getting a big debate here. Do you care about the World Cup?
Quite honestly, the what cup?
There you go. Thank you. I appreciate you backing me up.
Come on, buddy. You how many constituents out there are soccer players and soccer fans? You better do the right thing.
I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for the correct answer. Anyway, let's get on to the news in Washington. A lot's been going on. There's a lot. This winter time in Ukraine, the war is still going on. Your thoughts on that, and where does that stand? Do we see any end in sight?
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm glad you asked because of the fact that I just stepped out of a security briefing that we are having as we speak at the Capitol for members of Congress only, updating us on what's going on in Ukraine. Obviously, first of all, it just started a few minutes ago, so I don't really have a lot of information at this point, but I couldn't disclose it anyway as far as what they're telling us. But I will tell you this. Ukraine continues to put up just an unbelievable defense, and we are so proud of them. They are now looking for, obviously, more help, and, this is a very dangerous time. This is, as you mentioned, the winter time in that area, and Putin and the Russians have attacked their energy sources, their power plants. There is danger that these people may freeze to death, literally. And that's what we've got to guard against. And, there's probably going to be another proposal to send them more weapons. There's a lot of concern that we've depleted our supply and that it puts us in somewhat of a vulnerable situation. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
And if you're just joining us on the phone with us, is Congressman Buddy Carter. I haven't talked to you since the Senate race outcome. Watching all the political pundits, they said that Herschel was just a bad candidate from the get-go. Every other Republican in the state of Georgia won. Brian Kemp tried to help him towards the end, but just wasn't enough. Your thoughts on how that race turned out?
Well, first of all, Herschel, I thought, ran a good race. He ran hard. He was attacked from every front. Warnock had an enormous amount of money to spend, and the Democrats poured just an unbelievable amount of money into that race. It was a national race. There's no question about that. I'm very proud of Herschel in the race that he won, the race that he ran. Unfortunately, he came up short, and, we just have to move on, and we have to learn from it. Very proud of the turnout. We had record turnouts, which I think speaks volumes of the Election Integrity Act that the Georgia State Legislature passed. I think it has given people confidence in our voting system again, and that's a good thing.
What's all going to take place up in Washington? Where are you at right now? Are you in Washington? Are you in Savannah?
I'm in Washington, yeah. No, I'm in Washington.
Okay, you just mentioned, I'm sorry. So what's taking place in Washington? I saw where the cinema lady, she went independent. They're making a big issue about that. They say she's still probably going to vote with the Democrats in most issues, but what's taking place in Washington? What do we need to know? What's going to take place in the first year? What's on the agenda for Congress?
Well, first of all, and Kirsten Sinema, I serve with Kirsten, and she is a very independent person. So it's not surprising to me that she has announced that. I don't expect to see her voting change, though, to be quite honest with you. She votes with the Democrats and will continue to do that, even though I don't think she's going to organize with them. But nevertheless, she'll continue to vote that way. Look, this was a political decision on her part. She's up for re-election in 2 years, and the polls show her getting clobbered in the Democratic primary. Going independent helps her in the polls, and I think that was a big determination in her decision. What we are doing today, hopefully we'll be going home this afternoon. The federal budget, the continuing resolution that we passed back in September, the end of September, expires tomorrow. We will pass another continuing resolution, or we won't, the Democrats will pass another continuing resolution today that will get us through next Friday. The Senate has been working along with the conferees from here in the House on an omnibus, which is an all-encompassing budget that will get them through the end of September the 30th of 2023. And they intend to finish that up in the next week, and we'll have to come back up here and vote on it, or vote by proxy, however it may be, and pass it. Or again, I'm not voting for it, and I hope no Republicans vote for it. But the Democrats, the majority party, will pass that and get it passed so that we won't have a government shutdown, which is a good thing. Nobody really wants a government shutdown. But, Bob, we have just got to stop this madness. Spending money, it's just unbelievable. Next year, the interest on our debt will surpass what we are paying for defense. It will be the third highest line item in our budget. The interest on our debt.
Where does all this money come from?
They just print it.
Bob, they just print it. But then why is there interest on it if they just print it? I'm trying to understand that. I thought they're not borrowing it, so or do they borrow it against themselves?
They do borrow it, yes.
Okay.
And a lot of it is borrowed from China. That's not.
You got to be kidding me.
For us to be in.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of foreign debt that's held there. I think of the 31 trillion, 24 of it is held domestically, and the rest of it is held internationally. So, that's not a good situation for us to be in. And Bob, you ask about what about next year. Well, we have identified the three greatest challenges to our conference. We, being the Republican conference, has identified the three greatest threats to our country as being China, our debt, and education. And that's what we'll be focusing on. We'll be focusing on China, we'll be focusing on our debt, and we'll be focusing on education.
Can you just join us, Congressman Buddy Carter, on the phone with us? Another big story since we talked to you last, Brittany Griner on her way back in the United States. But your thoughts on this trade deal? Like I said, maybe she'll put her hand over her heart and stand for the national anthem. Maybe she'll appreciate the United States. But I'm not a big Brittany Griner fan, but anyway, your thoughts on that?
Sickening. It literally nauseates me that we traded a criminal who was a gun dealer and for someone who essentially hates America. Doesn't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, doesn't stand for the national anthem, and yet we left a Marine over there. Again, this is an example of the Biden administration and their miscalculations on the foreign stage, on the world stage. I don't even know how to address it to begin to address it. It's just awful.
Just pure politics, right? I mean, that's their base.
Yeah.
But I'd say she smuggled drugs in. She pled guilty. So why was she the priority? I don't understand why she was the priority. But that's just me.
Who's going to be y'all's, now that the Republicans have taken over the House beginning in January, who's going to be the Speaker? I know, have y'all decided that yet? Does it look like it's going to be one person or another? What's going on? I know there's some tension there.
There is some tension, but you're correct, and there's drama every day up here. It's like as the world turns. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
As the world turns in the swamp in D.C.
Y'all need to start your own soap opera there. It'd be good.
Sometimes you take a look at it.
The ratings would be high.
Yeah. Sometimes you take a look at it and you wonder how anything gets done.
You do. It's amazing. It's amazing.
So who's going to be the Speaker?
Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy is going to be our Speaker. We are now wearing tags, badges, if you will, that say "OK." And that means only Kevin. And
OK tags.
I like it.
I got an OK button on my little lapel here. Okay, what about
Kevin McCarthy? Kevin McCarthy is going to be our Speaker.
Okay, and of course, last time that we talked with you, you're talking about some committees that you would like to chair or to be on. How's that looking, and what committees are those once again?
Well, the Budget Committee is what I'm looking to chair. I'm running for chairman of the Budget Committee. We have a steering committee that makes that recommendation to the full body, to the full conference. And right now, I'm advocating with the steering committee members, and I feel like I'm in a good place. After all, Bob and Butch, who wouldn't want to be chair of a budget that has $31 trillion in debt? Doesn't everybody want to do that?
Yeah, you want to do that? You want to handle the purse strings, huh? Yeah, I'll take it on that $31 trillion in debt. Are there any politicians up there realize the fact that the more you spend, that the greater the inflation is going to be? I mean, we learned that back in the 60s and 70s. I mean, all you got to do is look at history and see what happens when you got uncontrollable spending.
You're exactly right. And, the American Rescue Plan, the economists are telling us that it added just the $2 trillion it was fitting at, the $1.9 trillion, it added 4 percentage points to our inflation rate right there. I mean, you're right. It's nothing more than the spending, the government spending. And what is inflation? Inflation is nothing more than too many dollars chasing after too few products. And that's what we're experiencing right now. And who does it hurt the most? It hurts the people on fixed incomes. I'm happy that those on Social Security are getting a 4% increase. But, by the way, inflation's 8%. So you're losing 4%.
But you're a pharmacist. Another big story it's getting a lot of headlines is all these people dying on fentanyl. You mentioned that situation. How's Congress or Washington, D.C., how are they addressing that issue nationwide? Because that's all you see nationwide. This is a dangerous drug. A lot of people are taking it and dying. So how do we address that issue?
Well, we are addressing it, and the way we address it is to secure our southern border. That's what we've got to do. That's where those drugs are coming from. There's enough fentanyl in this country right now to kill every American 8 times over.
Jeez.
Unbelievable. And it's coming from that southern border. Everybody thinks, you're just trying to keep the illegal immigrants out. Well, yeah, we are. We feel like they should come in legally and go through the process like so many people have and become great citizens. And we want that to happen. However, it's much more than just the illegal immigrants. We're talking about the drugs that are flowing across that border that are infesting our communities. And I'm not just talking about just the border states. They're infesting all of our communities. Our rural South Georgia, yeah, we're impacted just as much as anybody by these drugs. And Bob, you're absolutely right. One pill can kill you.
How does the administration, do they ever look at the videos of those people just walking across the Rio Grande and just walking into America by the thousands? How can they look at that? How can a president who's commander-in-chief, whose number one job is to protect the interest and the security of a nation, just turn his back and just let them just walk across without going all through the legal process, the laws that have been passed by Congress and signed by former presidents on what immigrants are supposed to do to get into this country legally? How can you just turn your back on it? I don't understand that, and everybody I know don't understand that.
And nor do I. I wished I had an explanation, but I will tell you this, that if he has seen it, it's been on TV, because this president, as senator, as vice president, as president, has never been to the southern border. He's never been there.
Jeez.
So, yeah, if he's seen it, it's been on TV.
Yeah, you see it all the time, just walking right across by the thousands, and they're, if they did it legally, that'd be one thing, but just walking, and they're not even calling them illegal aliens anymore. They're not calling them undocumented, they're just calling them migrants. Everybody, even Fox has changed to that. It's migrants, and it's illegal. What they're doing is illegal against laws here passed by the United States, and we're just turning them back and just letting them just walk right across like. Can you imagine if you had Americans by the thousands walking across Rio Grande, just going into Mexico like that?
Oh, I know. And Butch, if you want to talk to somebody who gets upset about this, talk to an immigrant who came across and did it the correct way. Talk to someone who is now a U.S. citizen who came through the process. It's a lengthy process, an expensive process. You want to talk about somebody who gets upset, they get upset. And with good reason.
And all that land there's along the border is not owned by the government. A lot of it's privately owned. So that means somebody's walking in your backyard, just walking around on it. There's not a thing you can do about it.
Absolutely.
It's privately owned.
I'm a member of the Border Caucus, the Border Security Caucus up here. We had a meeting on Tuesday morning, and we met with the Inspector General of the Border Patrol. And, as you would expect, it's not really that surprising. We've got some Border Patrol agents who are on the take, who are, running drugs, and they were sharing that with us. It's really disturbing, but the morale of the Border Patrol is really down. They're not doing the work that they're supposed to be doing, that they're trained to do. They're doing humanitarian work, and they're doing a yeoman's job, but that's not what they were trained to do. That's not what they signed up to do.
No.
They signed up to be Border Patrol agents and to secure the border.
Are some of these governors going to
the processing facility?
I'm sorry. Are some of these governors going to start doing something down there to protect their states? Can they do anything?
Well, they are. And Governor Abbott from Texas has done just that. He has said that, this is an invasion.
It is.
And we've got to treat it as such. And this week, it has been awful.
They're going across by the thousands every week.
Unbelievable.
Well, getting towards the end, let's end on a good note, buddy. It's the holiday season, so what's your plans for the holidays?
Well, we're actually celebrating Christmas this weekend. My youngest granddaughter is going to be christened Sunday, so we're obviously very excited about that. We'll have the whole family together in Atlanta and celebrate Christmas on Monday. But during Christmas Day, we're actually going to New Orleans, or outside of New Orleans, to Metairie, where our middle son and his daughters and our daughter-in-law live, and we're going to be with them for Christmas. So we're excited. We're excited about this weekend. And then we will be back up in Atlanta on December 31st. I think there may be a little game up there.
Yeah, that's the important game.
Have you secured tickets, Congressman?
I have.
Well, again, we want to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas. Again, we always enjoy having you on the show, and I'm sure we'll have you in 2023 many times. So hopefully things will get better in Washington, D.C. But before I let you go, just, everything you see is just total party line. Any chance that changes anytime soon? I know Absolutely. You try to reach over the
Absolutely.
aisle. How do you change the gridlock?
Well, they're actually, in my situation, being a pharmacist and prescription drug pricing being such a big part of my portfolio and what I'm trying to focus on, I actually have started the Patient Access Caucus, which is, and my co-chair is a Democrat, and we've got 4 Republicans and 4 Democrats to get us started, and we're working together on prescription drug pricing, and there's no reason why we should not be able to do that. That is not a partisan issue. I never, as a pharmacist, went to the counter and said, "Are you a Democrat or a Republican?" It didn't matter. I was the one behind the counter who was watching the senior citizen trying to make a decision between buying groceries and buying medicine. I was the one watching the mother in tears because she couldn't afford her child's medication. So this is something we have to address, and we are addressing it in a bipartisan fashion. We're addressing a number of issues in a bipartisan fashion. You're not going to see it on the news because that doesn't sell papers. It doesn't sell ads. But we are doing just that.
All right,
okay.
Congressman Carter.
Appreciate it very much, buddy. Again, Merry Christmas to you and your family.
And to y'all as well.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Take care. All right, Congressman Buddy Carter, our special guest here on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup. Bob, that was a pleasant surprise with the Congressman calling in this morning.
Appreciate him being on the show for sure.
Yeah, it added a lot to it this morning. We're sitting here arguing about the World Cup over it. And it is starting at 10, not 9.
Tony Kornheiser said it wrong yesterday on PTI.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock is what time it begins on Sunday.
Yeah, better be over about 12 or you can forget it. Everybody tuned in to Terry Bradshaw and How Long by then.
Oh, I guess it could be because, the event itself goes 90 minutes, and they usually add about 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes, and then you got halftime. It'll be close, but I'm sure that Fox has got it all timed out because they got contracts with World Cup and they got contracts with the NFL. So they must figure that 2 hours is plenty of time, Bob.
It's just a kick in the grass.
Just a kick in the grass, huh?
Doesn't do much for me.
All right, Bob, you have a wonderful day. I love teasing you about this. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates, Murphy Builder Supply, Van's Barbecue, and First Southern Bank.